Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Black Book. We are in the temple. Going to talk to
you're
Ebba.
wandering at night again, Vasilisa.
Because I wanted to show off his stuff that he has. He has some really actually nice stuff. Holy water, incense, water of Jerusalem. He has some really nice artifacts as well, like objects that I really should probably try and save up money for. Reduces our torment. Gain reinforcing ward at battle start. Reinforcing ward is nice. Ward increases for every health we lose. If we could get that, that would be really nice. But as you can see, it actually costs us quite a bit of money. I am going to sell this though, because it's not really that good anymore. And I want to. Ooh, our first Zagovar is always a lock page, and that's okay. For 100 though, I'd want something a bit more. Piety is always useful. Piety is nice. If you can get it, it means you can have a lot less sealed cards in your deck. Right, so we are here. Curved ravine. This ravine is curved, hence its name. Plenty of misfortune happens around this place. Lacey's work, aye, an ill place that is.
You approach the open rift. Dried bushes are sticking out of its walls like the rotten teeth of a dead man. You carefully look down. Suddenly, the forest around you is lit by a strange red light. As you look up, you see a fiery ball zigzagging through the sky.
Defensive Zagazar.
Your words are lost among the tree branches. The fiery ball flies away, and everything is silent again.
Alas. No, I do like this game. I know there's a lot of reading involved and a lot of like lore and fluff, but I really enjoy it. That's the main objective. Old Koya. Koya is an old Pamanian word, an old riverbed. I can get to the old Banyas through here, but who knows what lurks in these parts. That's the objective. I want to try and find these entries if I can.
Night travels are not the most convenient ones. In the darkness, you can stumble upon any kind of evil spirits. This is precisely what happens now. You step into a silent meadow where a demon is drinking tea from a samovar. He notices you and invites you to join him.
Let's go for our character for help.
Your friend isn't familiar with demonic etiquette. He rushes headlong into battle.
Well, let's fight. It's one of these guys. Okay. And one of the teapot things. We need to hit him down quite quickly, actually. But we've only got waste. Let's start with us just beating on him. Okay, he should die from the poison, so we can now turn our attentions to him. Okay. Get that up. Get that up. And we'll go with this and punch him. Got a lot of defensive cards. I just have not had particularly good draws on punching things. But these defensive cards are useful. Remove positive status effects. Yeah, I will grab this one though. Having that is really nice for removing enemies that give themselves buff like armor and the like. Or health stuff like regeneration.
Dark pine branches move to the sides, and you see a meadow strewn with old, overgrown pits. You come closer and look into one of them. The green of the meadow drops into the open maw of the pit, from which you sense the cold of the grave. You start to inspect the pits one by one. You take one careless step and tumble down. You frequently look around. You feel as if someone is watching you. You almost decide to give up finding anything in these mysterious pits when you notice an old grave at the bottom of one of them. A grim pit is filled with a damp stench. You see an old cross covered with a rotten towel. Near the grave, there is a small pot with an offering to the dead.
Inspect the gulbits.
The old cross is covered with moss, and mushrooms grow at its foot. You feel uncomfortable near the grave of the unclean dead.
Do we take the offering? No. Leave the location. What's this? Zarkopis farmstead. Near the farmstead is a rich peasant, Zarpolski. A small village of sorts emerged. Didn't have a name of its own yet, so everyone called it Zarpolski. Not much of a village name, if you ask me. And we get a song out of it. Fantastic.
You hear a familiar voice. Young folk are having an evening gathering, although it's not the best season for it.
Hi, Vasya! I know you have no time, but sing at least one song with us, for old time's sake!
All right, but just one.
You sit by a house and dissolve in a deep song.
New song learned, and our health is restored. And there we go, folks. Those are the songs. They pop up throughout the game. They don't do a lot, but you can have them playing in the background, which is really nice. And we learnt Golbet's gravestone. A Golbet is a gravestone shaped like an Izba, a traditional Russian countryside dwelling. In ancient times, the dead were buried in small houses without any windows. This is why coffins are referred to in some northern dialects of Russian as houses, or houses for the dead. In northern Russia, a gravestone in the shape of a cross, sometimes topped with a Semitic roof, was called a golbets. The roof helped protect the cross from rain. In southern regions of the Russian Empire, a pseudo roof was also set atop ritual crosses, or atop crosses that were placed near crossroads. On the day of Pentecost, the souls of stillborn infants who died before baptism and those who died unnatural deaths were believed to appear atop these crosses. Rightio, so we've unlocked all of these places on to the riverbank. Didn't we? I thought we have. The bridge. We haven't done the bridge yet.
There's a rotting bridge over a small river. a tributary of the Kolva. In the moonlight, you discern a strange silhouette on the other side of the bank. You take several steps towards the silhouette, but it disappears in the morning mist. A chill runs down your spine.
Let me just check how much experience we need to get to the next level. A bit. I want to get to the next level and then pick up the first thing of Trickster. Okay, so that's done. The small Banyar by the river. Let's have a look around. There's a pail. Small barrel once held water. Let's decide that was the pail. Herb. Some more health. The Kolva. The river is not very wide here. Old door. The Banya saw sunk low. The door is stuck.
Here it is, the old Banya. The things it saw during its lifetime.
New entry. Banya. In Chidun, Banya were one of the most important features of the Oven estate. People washed themselves and their clothing in the Banya, as well as cured themselves, gave birth, made divinations, and conjured. The Banya brought life, brought health, but it was also both clean and unclean. Childbirth left the filth of the original sin, which had to be washed away and cleansed with holy water. Young people often organise Yuletide gatherings and games in the Banya, sometimes formed couples. If during often cruel Yuletide games none of the men stood up for a girl, she was considered to be almost the same as an old maid in the premarital hierarchy. Ouch. And I suppose this ties into the Bannocks. So if we sort of go through here and have a look at stuff. Yeah. Interesting in this bit here though, it tells us that Aspen log, and didn't we need like an Aspen seal or something? So maybe this is something to do with like changelings or someone's switched at birth, who will know? More health items, which is nice. As I said, they give you quite a lot of health items. If you just look around and don't rush things.
Here at last, and all these demons in these parts, I had never thought.
Evil spirits have always been here, but you won't be able to see them without me. These churts harm people, but nobody can even see them.
Enemies here as well. No place is safe these days, I guess. I've been thinking, why did the spirit attack me? Someone must have been there before me.
Well, first of all, it was nighttime, and evil is strongest at night. Besides, why did the evil spirit attack Nikolai?
If we read the lore entries, we're just going to sort of touch on them now about, say, Bannocks and the stuff. Basically, you had to be polite. It was important to perform rituals correctly and carefully not to violate taboos. And like, if you go up to, where was the Banyar? Because we are told in the lore from last episode that he didn't ask permission to enter.
Bannocks sure love their rituals. You didn't ask to be let in, did you?
No, I didn't. I just walked in.
Well, there you have it. The spirit took notice of that right away.
You don't say.
The Banya has sunk a little. That's why it got stuck, I think. You're a strong fellow. You open it.
I can do that, sure. But could you put Zagavor or something on me so no one grabs me?
All right. I know just the thing. Stand still.
And we step in. An empty room. Let's get some light in here. Let's have a look at the shelf. All cells have rotted through. Yeah, so 1 second, folks. So yeah, so basically this is a banya, basically a steam house. You'd have the fire going in there, rocks on the top, and you'd put hot water. You'd throw hot water on the rocks. It would steam and fill the place up with steam. You have, I think these are bundles of, I think it's birch that they use, like basically birch branches that you basically sort of patch yourself down with. And yeah, I mean, they work. Like steam rooms work and have historically always worked. And in places like this, you can understand why people did their washing there, because obviously lots of access to hot water, gave birth there because it's warm. So they were really key centers of the community, and they still are in a lot of places.
Let me, kind Bannock, pay a visit to your home. Repeat after me, Kolya.
Let me host Bannik.
Now, let's think of what to do with this bride of yours. She's been waiting for us, I suppose. That blue light has been shining here, right until we came in. Let's summon her and ask some questions.
All right. You other know we're here.
First, let us prepare.
We will first draw the circle.
I'll draw a circle to be safe. I don't think your bride is evil, though.
Better safe than sorry, Vasa.
And then we will read, or stoke, read for Zagovar, stoke the fire.
In order for the Bannock to know we're here, let's heat up the stove. And that stone that you took, put it back.
It's better if you do it. I sort of forgot how when serving in the army.
Really? Very well.
And then we read the
After
Zagovar.
that, we'll step into the circle. I'll read a special spell, and just like that, she should appear.
Vasa, you are a knower, no doubt about it.
Well, let's get to work.
Right, first things first, make a circle. Then we will get her attention. Walk back into the circle. And talk to Nikolai.
Is it time?
Yes, it is, Kolya. As soon as I start reading, the demon will appear. If you step out of the circle, she'll strangle you.
All right, I get it. I'll stand still.
Here we go.
So it's good to sort of re-emphasize the point that is critical.
Bannock, my hostess, let us wash in steam.
Wait. Don't run. Hear me out.
Jesus and his troops!
Don't move. Let me talk with this Bannock.
Wait. I'm not a demon. I'm an ordinary girl.
An ordinary girl, you say? Bannock says that she's but an ordinary girl. Is that a demonic trick? What is she then?
In earlier bits of the lore that we read, it said that, for example, bathhouses can be dangerous for young children because they can be spirited away and placed with changelings. So let's try changeling.
If you're not a demon, you must be a changeling.
Yes, yes. You're truly a knower. Well, it is as I said. I've been living in the world of demons for a long, long time. 18 years. I've grown to resemble them. I was still a child and came to wash with my mother. I did something wrong. I can't remember what, but my mother said, "Devil take you." And so, an Abdiricha took me.
A spirit, a bath spirit that lives beneath the bents of the Banya. It can skin a human alive, hence the name, which literally means female skinner. That's nice. An Ordineka is the mistress of the Banya. To give you the wife of a Bannock, usually behaves the same way as he does, punishing those who visit the Banya at the wrong time. It's believed that an Orderica used her claws to skin some people. This is the origins of her name, which, if translated, literally means sea skinner. Her appearance can vary. She can appear as a human or as a child. More often, however, she appears as a woman with long hair, large teeth, and big eyes. With claws and horns, she's often depicted as a cat with big eyes or an inanimate object. So we're actually dealing with something even worse.
Help me, Vasilisa. You're my only hope.
Hopefully, little Star Wars reference. 18
Where
years.
have you been all this time?
We wandered the banyas. I got sent where the stove was hot. Such was my life. Now we live in this old one.
Do you know anything about aspen demons?
No, I don't. But I can ask the Abdirija.
How do we bring you back?
To escape her, I need to get closer to the mortal world. Bring me a good belt and a cross, the kind that's worn on the skin, and find me a name. Then the Abdirija will have to marry me to someone. You, young fella, don't you let me down. Only you can do it.
I will help. I promise you my word.
What kind of cross do you need?
Just any cross won't do. I've been living with evil spirits for too long. I need one that's been worn by a demon.
Well, that's a puzzle. Where can we find a God-fearing chort?
Oh, I don't know. Your friend is a knower. You'll think of something.
Where can we find the belt?
I need a special belt as well. It has to be woven by a skilled witch.
We can give you the name right away.
No, that won't do. The name has to be one from Svatsi and given by a priest.
That's a spiritual book containing the names of saints in connection to calendar days. Savatsi were consulted to name a child.
All right, we'll help you. It's wrong to abandon a Christian soul. Besides, you already have a groom.
Of course we'll help.
Thank you. Bring me a cross worn by a demon, a name, and a belt crafted by a witch. I think I hear the roosters.
You've got to remember that in a lot of folklore traditions, hearing the rooster's call, or as they say, the cock crow, used to basically chase away evil spirits.
I need to go. Come back again with the gifts. I'll be waiting. Until we see you again.
The demon crawls back under the bench and disappears into black flame. You return to old Yegor's house and think about what to do next.
We did get a information thing. Bannock's. Oh, Vobonya. It's not a simple place. First, there's the Master Bonya, with whom you can bargain, but others wander as well. One time, a soldier came to the village. He thought it was time he started a family, but all his peers were already married. So there was just widows and younger girls left unmarried. The former soldier started to do all sorts of strange things to show off his strength. One time he lifted a house with his bare hands and threw his cap underneath. Another time he cleaved a pile of wood with one strike. So the village said to him, "Go and fetch a stone from the banya where no one dares to go and where a light burns at night. We'll know then that you're not afraid of anything, but you must go at midnight." They made a deal. It was frightening to go at midnight, but he went anyway, and there was indeed a light burning.
But she needs a cross that was worn by a demon, a human name, and an enchanted belt. Then she hid under the bench.
What a job you have. Worse than fighting the Turks.
This is our destiny.
He must have been fighting in the Crimean War.
A changeling, that bride of yours.
What's a changeling?
The Bath spirit must have switched her at birth, I imagine. Now, Vasilisa, can you guess how shall we lift the aspen seal?
What demon is necessary for the book to open the aspen seal?
With the logs, because it's an aspen log.
That bannock is likely to have some magic firewood in the den. I'll use them right there, in the den. I'll find a way.
It may have the logs, true, but the book needs cursed souls.
Dagnabbit.
The changeling is what we need for the seal. The changeling from the ethereal world. These infants don't grow up, as you know. The question is, should we waste our time on the bride's requests if we ourselves can find this changeling?
We can't abandon a Christian soul to evil spirits.
If I were you, I'd think whether I should take a demon for a wife.
Only a devil will marry a soldier like me.
We haven't heard of such a child up until now. This means that the parents keep it secret.
Right. The demon might have gobbled up her parents. Without that demon bride, we won't find it.
You'll help me then?
We will. But what should we start with? Huh? What was it she asked for?
Cross.
Worn by a demon. Such a thing possible?
Everything is possible, Vasilisa, if you think about it. I heard that an ikotnitsa appeared in Yenidor recently.
Ikotnitsa. A man possessed by a demon called an ikota. Once such people have strange abilities, and in some cases the gift of divination. Yanidor.
Go there and take her cross.
Other requests.
Let's look into the other requests first.
The
An
belt.
enchanted belt woven by a witch.
This is not as simple as it seems. You are a knower, yes, but not powerful enough to weave a belt like that. It also takes a lot of time. I know this witch, Kapitalina Ivanovna. People call her the spinner. But she's not an easy woman to deal with. We'd better go together.
Let's look into the other requests first.
Name.
A name out of the Svatse.
Well, that's simple. Go to the priest and he'll give you a name from the Svatse, if you can convince him to. That is.
Let's look into the other requests
Let's
first.
try the cross. Yeah, let's try the cross.
A cross worn by a demon.
Everything is... I heard that an ikotnitsa appeared. Go there and take her cross.
Start with
Then
the
I'll
cross.
start with the cross. What could be more important?
In Yanidor, you'll find Evdokia Fokovna. They say her daughter was possessed by Ikota. So, did you get all that?
Yep. Go there, get the cross.
Who is that Ikotka?
Come on, don't you remember? This one time, a woman from Pokcha came to us, so that we could whisper some zagovors over her. And then a chort, size of a vershok, escaped from her.
Yeah, so old, archaic Russian unit of length.
Oh, so that was an Ikotnitsa.
Well, yes, this Ikota chort talked with us for a bit, remember?
Ikota. This ailment, induced by a koldun or a witch, is representative of the Russian North, specifically Cherdan, Udzid, and the Komi Perma region. An evil spirit is enchanted with word power bound to a name and cast into the wind. The first person it encounters who bears this name becomes its victim. Sometimes stones or insects are enchanted with ikota. In this way, however, whoever happens to trip over the stone or swallow the insect by accident suffers ikota. Ikota usually take appearance of an animal, a frog, a lizard, a mouse. Occasionally it takes the form of a frog spawn, or more rarely an insect like a fly, a spider, or a mosquito. It is not, however, always brought on by a Khuldoon. It may pass from a Khuldoon to any man in the event of the former's death. When inside a person, Ikota can speak with all kinds of voices.
I really don't like dealing with the possessed.
Well, nothing can be done about that. So, did you get all that?
Where can we find that woman in Yenidor?
Her house is closer to the edge of the village, the one with carved gates. So, did you get all that?
What not to get? Go to the Kotnitsa and take her cross.
Okay, so we can play cards, we can ask some questions. I don't think my shorts are back yet. No, we still got time. Do we have any resources? Not a lot of resources. We keep getting a lot of white cards, which are not great for us. But the problem is they work really well in conjunction with each other. I think I will increase my attack cards, though. This is okay, but if I'm going to have one, I'd rather have a gesture, because doesn't expend word slots. So if we could get a couple of those, that'd be fine, because that takes up a word slot. Although I'm just really just wanting another attack card, to be honest. So I might grab one of these. Our deck is getting quite full. So is there anything that we really want to pull out of it? That's useful because that can hang around for a while. Basic attack card. What I might do is I'm going to pull out one of these basic attack cards. And grab another one of these, because these basically last, so we can stack really well with each other. And as nice as these basic attack cards are, if we can have these ones which are well versed, which are just superior, it's better. Okay. Let's talk to...
What was that with the stove? As if I'd believe that you forgot how to kindle it. And then you got a bit too scared when the demon girl grabbed you with the fire.
It is as you say, Vaisa. It's not about the stove. I don't know what's wrong with me. There was this one incident. Since then, I'm not myself when I see any fire.
He has PTSD.
I'm scared of it, something awful. That's exactly the reason why the lads dared me to go to the Banya. They heard the rumors and wanted to have a bit of fun at my expense. Only I'm not one to give up so easily.
But why? What's wrong with fire?
Oh, it's a long story.
So how did you end up a soldier?
Well, they took me as a recruit. You were just a kid then, and don't remember much about it, I gather. Old Yegor just took you in after your parents.
Well, when you went into the service, was it by your own choice?
Aye, by choice. To be honest, some other lad drew the lot, but we have a large family, and I'm a hot-headed guy.
Right, and a fine one.
Quite right. It was my decision. I made my way to my field regiment, and they sent us to fight the Turks.
Did they give you your cross there?
Aye. That's a different story. I'll tell it later.
Do you plan to marry that girl or not?
Let's help her first, won't we? She must be a strong girl to pull through that sort of thing. Maybe God sent her.
A demon? Sent by God?
Well, she said she was a changeling, didn't she? The girls of my age are all married. Who would marry an old soldier anyway? Only a demon.
About the fire. Would it take very long to tell the story?
Maybe not that long. Anyway, don't be such a bath broom. I'll tell you some other time. Don't you have anything else to do?
Yeah, he's got what we'd consider now PTSD, or what historically would probably be known like as being a cell shocked or something to that regards. But he fought, from the sounds of it, he fought in the Crimean War. So, yes, not the best thing to do. And we can play some cards. This game is really quite straightforward. It's fun to play and you can get resources out of it. Welcome to your first game of Durak. Your goal is to support your cards. The last person left with any card in their hand is a loser, the Fool or the Durak. The player must take turns attacking the player next to them with one or more cards. Attack Nikolai with the 6 of Hearts. He's going to play a card. Nikolai beats your card with this King. Press the end turn button to beat it. At the end of each round, the player takes turns drawing a new card until they all have 6 in their hand. It starts with the first attacker this round. So we'll end our turn. Nikolai attacked you with his 8 of clubs. To defend from this card and put it in the discard pile, you need to play a card of the same suit but 1 rank higher. Beat 8 clubs with one of your own. You can't do anything. Excellent, it's your turn again. Start your next attack. Play the 7 of diamonds. Although Nikolai beat your card with 10 of diamonds, you may launch a new attack with a card of the rank that has already been played. For instance, you now can attack with a 10 or with a 7. So it's our turn. Nikolai gave up and picked up the cards, for he has nothing to beat them with. This is your turn. This turn is yours. Before letting you play on, you will have to discuss trump cards. Note the trump card. The trump card, which is this card here, the trump card is stronger. The trump card suit is stronger than other suits and can beat all other cards, even those of different suits and even those of the higher in rank. For instance, a trump 10 will even beat a king of a different suit. Since cards with the trump suit are stronger, you should decide whether to use them in your first convenience or save them for a crucial point. By the way, the player who has the lowest ranking trump card on his hand goes first. So, let us start. Let's start with, it's going to be spades are powerful. We only have 1 spade, so we need to save that. So let's try 7 of hearts. Can he play? Yeah. Okay, so he meet us, so he defended. So we take a card. He's playing a 7 of diamonds. We will play an 8 of diamonds. Okay, let's try... Six of clubs. Shame. So we take some cards. He takes some cards because it was a basic. He didn't beat us. He just flat out pushed us down. We can hold this off with that, but we do take a ton of cards. Yeah. We're going to take cards. It hurts. So we take 3 cards out of that. We can beat him with this. So he has to... We lose some cards from our hand. He takes some cards. The deck is running out. Okay, 7 of clubs. Let's try a high off the bat. Okay, so we're on an equal footing now. 9 of hearts. So we beat that and we take a card. Yeah, we haven't got any card we can play, so we had to take it. We can stop that with a 10. Okay, so let's go that. And then he stopped it in it. He got a card equal to it, so it stopped it in its run. We can outright just flat finish that. And now we're out of deck, so we're now basically playing down the hand. We've got a lot of high rank cards. Let's try and... She's been holding out on us. Why can't I play it out? It's a higher suit, isn't it? Oh, because it's not a suit that's already been played. You have to take it. And we are defeated. It's a bit of a tricky game to get your head around, but it works. We have a couple of visitors.
Vasilisa, listen. Thank you for your help with the banya.
Don't thank me yet. We still need to free the girl.
It's just that I wouldn't be able to go at all if it weren't for you. Here, I want to give you this. Here, take it.
Right here. New item. So we get more black card. We get +1 black card on the battle start. Increases well-versed effect of black words for. That could be useful. I'm going to take off the axe and put the cards on. Well-versed basically means So if we go here, and we have well-versed. Well-versed pages amplify, so these do more damage now, because we have that playing deck. So these cards, anything with the well-versed effect will trigger. That will trigger. That will trigger. These will trigger. So that's a pretty powerful item early on. But only for black cards, though. So mostly our attack cards.
What's that? A deck of playing cards or something?
Sure is. Been saving them for some time. They are antique, but first class. I'll teach you to play if you wish.
They say the devil himself is not averse to a good game of Durak.
Let's continue. Let's go with the last visitor.
Get out of here, you meddling kids, or you'll get it!
Run! He saw us! Wait, maybe they're here on business. Well, speak up.
Oh, Vasilisa! We saw such a scary thing! West of Yenidor, there's a scary isba. Evil spirits live there for sure!
Why do you say that?
See for yourself. They say there used to be a party every day, but now it stands silent as the grave. Saw it for ourselves.
Well, you'll wind up in graves yourselves if you go wandering like that.
Run!
And we are out into the world map. There is a fair. Let's just check the fair quickly. We don't have a lot of money.
At the crossroads of two trade routes, you see the annual fair. Despite the late hour, trading is still taking place. Perhaps you might buy something for your journey. A multitude of goods can be found. Prianics, as well as a variety of magic trinkets. There's something for everyone here.
Book merchant, which is basically like additional cards. The herbalist, and we have a peddler.
Low prices, come and see for yourself. Buy some herbs and other goods I've brought for you from the woods.
And he has some nice stuff. Veil is not really worth it. Yeah, let's see. Stuff like that is okay. But it's the higher end stuff you really want. Prayers, strength for status of curse, poison the battle start, all that kind of stuff, piety. Increases your recharge speed of all allies' ability by 1. That's actually not so bad. That might be worth trying to get. We don't really have the money for it, so we might have to do, say, like, go and play some cards. to earn a bit of money to then go and get that, which would be nice. I might do that off camera though, because like obviously playing the card game can take quite a long time. So maybe just speed through it off camera, and then we'll come back and we have the money to get something, and I can sell a trinket we don't need. But we are on our next adventure in the Black Book. I shall see you all again, folks. I've been Cornish-knight. I hope you enjoyed the series. I know there's a lot of reading, but the lore and stuff and the setting of this game is really, really fun. I really recommend it. Please like, please subscribe. It helps a lot. And I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.